Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So what we see is that Solana was unable to fulfill 5 waves to the upside. While it moved higher earlier today, it failed at the already mentioned $48.30 resistance level. So that means, because we had this strong rejection, that this is certainly not a diagonal pattern that is unfolding here to the upside. In addition to that, we really only have 3 waves that we can work with. Again, that indicates that we probably just had a high B wave. You know, we love them in crypto. We love them. So that indicates wave, let me see. That could indicate, and I will have to take let me take that out. So that would be my view, that this here was a triangle as we had it before, and that possibly circle wave C ended, wave 3 ended. And so let me shift that across. What did I do here? No, this is 5. Yeah, so it's basically as we had it before. And that what happened today was simply a high B wave. So we already talked about the idea that this was an ABC structure to the downside, a 3-wave move that basically left us with 2 options, basically a high B wave or a breakout to the $55 level. That, however, was not a sustained breakout. So I have to assume that this ABC structure formed an A wave. We had another ABC structure to the upside in a B wave. And that is at least giving us more confidence in the idea that this circle wave 4 might be unfolding right now. Okay, so that this circle wave 4 might be unfolding in a flat structure. In a flat structure in which we had an overshooting B wave. So that typically indicates that either the C wave is quite short. That is possible. So the C wave can be quite short. It can end above the A wave of this correction. But in most cases, it would go below it. So a so-called running flat structure is a structure in which the C wave, due to the length of the B wave, doesn't have enough, let's say, power, bearish power, to move below the low of the A wave. That's just something that we always have to consider when we deal with such a flat structure. These are patterns that make everything quite uncertain, unfortunately. They often happen in a wave 4, which is why I constantly highlighted in the last few days, we might be dealing with a high B wave. You never really know until, you get a failure, because you have to assume it's a breakout. But then you just have to be mindful whenever we're dealing with a wave 4 and a wave 5, you can get these high B waves. Okay, so what is a key target for the C wave? Well, let's assume this is the case. Then we can take the length of the A wave. We go to the high of the B wave. And a key target would be the 1-to-1 ratio, $39.50. That would be a running flat scenario. I would certainly pay attention to that level. But it's not really a good trade setup because we don't know if it will stop there. And then we've got the 1.618 extension level, $34.70. Something I would prefer because it would just give us a clearer ABC structure with a low C wave. These can stretch out all the way to the 2.618 extension if needed. But that would be quite long for a C wave. So that's what I'm observing right now. Obviously, if we break above today's high, then we have to assume that the wave 5 is already running, because we now have a 3-wave move, A wave, overshooting B wave, and the C wave. Again, it doesn't need to go below the low of the C wave, which makes these patterns very, very annoying. It is just what it is. Doesn't happen only in crypto, but they are frequent in crypto, which makes generally crypto quite a risky asset class to trade, because you get lots of these movements, especially in a wave 4. So that's one scenario, obviously, with a high B wave. I mean, could be that this wave 5 is already running. Again, we are bullish on Solana, basically against the $28.40 level. There are a lot of things that can actually happen here in between. If I had to pick the most probable one, it would probably be this overshooting B wave with the price data we have from today. And then it could be that this wave 5 is somehow already running, but it doesn't really look very clear. It's not very clear then. I mean, possibility is that this here was a wave 1 of wave 5, we're now coming down in the wave 2 of wave 5, which, to be honest, in reality wouldn't look much different from a running flat structure. So yeah, ultimately we have the market, we have to wait for a little bit more clarity. I think in the next few days we should know where we stand. If we now continue to trend lower here, especially if we break below $38.30, then it would be an expanded flat, and I would pay attention to this orange box, which I think is quite a reasonable area to start to scale in a little bit. Anything else really depends on your strategy, tactics, time frame, and so on, right? Ultimately, you know, whatever happens there against the $28.40 level, we are bullish on Solana and the next targets to the upside. And today's price action doesn't change anything there at the moment. Next targets to the upside are $55, $64, and $79. Yeah, certainly the $55 level would still be a level that I would like it to reach. Yeah, not much more I can add at the moment about the Solana chart, in addition to anything that I haven't said already. So there is already quite a bit of stuff that we talked about. I think we know the chart in and out. It's now just to watch the market, watch these parameters. A break above today's high obviously could send us to 55 quickly, maybe even to 64. But a continuation of the correction will take us down to the levels I indicated. Yeah, and also I would pay attention to the $32 level because it's just a very meaningful support level, retracement level for a wave 4. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.